We have a generation of young people in their 20s who think that the goal is their personal happiness, period. And that is just not life. I mean, service is a better goal than happiness because, life is full of bumps and bruises. I tell my girls the greatest gift that they can have develop for themselves is the ability to be to be happy where you are, whatever that is. To learn how to be like, this is not exciting. I'm not winning. I'm not losing. I'm not achieving. It's not a party. I don't have friends around every day. It's like most of life is just the nothing in the middle.
Yes.
And I think this generation, they don't want that nothing in the middle. When things are just bland, y'all, most of life is just ordinary. You got to learn how to be happy alone. You got to be happy a little bored. You got to be happy when things are hard. You got to learn how to be satisfied when you failed and things don't go your way, because all of that keeps you getting up. But I think there are a lot of young people who are searching for this impossible feeling of continuous happiness.
That money, drugs, sex, alcohol, pornography, fame, and fortune. If you put your happiness in temporary things, your happiness will be temporary. I just want you to know that you don't need the world to tell you what's really gonna make you happy when you really know the person who designed you for happiness. Who better to tell you your purpose than the one who created you for purpose?
Status doesn't mean shit. Money is just a tool. It's nothing. Fame is nothing. Everything you see on social media is fake. The happiness you see on social media is not real. The shit you see is fake. Don't believe anything you see. You know what true happiness is? And that's coming from experience. From things I've achieved that I thought would make me happy that do nothing to me. And then you're left depressed, feeling numb, feeling like you're lost. True happiness is God. When you believe in the man above, when you're connected to God, you know he's your protector. You know he can't steer you wrong. You just feel different. Nothing comes close to the connection with God. So money, status, fame is nothing. It's all bullshit. It's all fake.
What is associated with the body is happiness, but what is associated with the soul is joy. What is the difference between happiness and joy? Happiness is external, joy is internal. And whatever is external is 100% temporal. And whatever is internal is 100% eternal. When this body, out of weakness, out of ignorance, out of stubbornness, whatever reason there is, when it takes us away from God, we fall into sin. When sin enters, where did sin come from? Outside. When sin entered me, what happened to the soul? Lost her joy. When the soul loses her joy, the mouth becomes silent.
Young people try drugs, they try alcohol, they try permissive sex, they try all the rest of it to find peace and joy and happiness and purpose and meaning in their lives, and they don't. Why don't they? You see, it's the devil's lie. The devil's telling you a lie. He says you'll be like gods. This is the way to pleasure. This is the way to happiness. This is the way to have a good time. The Bible says there is a lot of fun in it for a short time. There's pleasure in sin, the Bible says, for a season. Sure, you can go out and take a shot of heroin and get high and have a good time for a little while. Sure, you can go out and have a sex experience and have a moment of ecstasy. And sure, you can go out and get drunk and feel good. Feel like you can take on the world for a little while. But then comes the kickback. The wages of sin is death. It's the devil's lie.
Hey ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you keep people as far away from God as possible without them realizing it?
If I were the devil and I wanted to keep people as far away from God as possible without them realizing it, I wouldn't do it by outright denial. That's too obvious. Instead, I'd work in subtle distractions, small shifts in focus that seem harmless, but over time, create a massive distance. I'd start by corrupting mainstream religion, turning it into a tool for control, hypocrisy, and division. I'd make people obsessed with this life, their ambitions, their desires, their status, not by telling them to abandon faith, but by making them too busy for it. I'd fill their time with constant noise, social media scrolling, endless entertainment, mindless consumption, until silence becomes uncomfortable and self-reflection feels impossible. I'd make instant gratification the ultimate goal. I'd make sin feel like self-expression, like freedom, like something to be proud of. I'd reframe obedience to God as oppression and rebellion as liberation. I'd make them think they're too intelligent to submit, too modern to follow divine guidance. I'd make worship feel like a burden instead of a refuge, and acts of devotion seem outdated. And above all, I'd make sure they never realize what's happening. Because the greatest trick isn't to make them reject God, but to make them forget Him.